Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Gateshead Youth Experiment. This is more than likely going to be the last episode. I might carry it on as and when, just out of curiosity, but it's the last scheduled episode. We're now in August 2040, so if they haven't done anything major by now, then they're probably not going to, are they? So let's take a look at Gateshead. Okay, so they're 2.5 stars now. Captain is Spanish. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. He's only played in England. And his career's not been great, has it? Mark Marty. Okay. So he is our captain at this moment in time. Vice captain, that's more like one of our players. History. Another player we brought in the 38-39 season, so he's not from our youth. So that's changed, hasn't it? We've not got any of our youth players. Before it was captain, vice captain and key player were actually through our youth system. Not anymore. Again, key player is our captain. Hot prospect, that's got to be coming through our, yep. So 39-40 season he came through our youth system. So stats are okay. 16 years old with them stats. The youth are definitely pumping out some potential. Because it's the last episode, we're not going to go in depth and look into all the kids and all that. We're mainly going to look at where they are like as a club rather than individuals. Because it does seem like we have not been using them recently. We could have a look at their potential, I guess. Let's look at their potentials. Insert column, coaching. Or not. Why can't we look at their potential? Okay, so the under 20, by the looks of that, they're not very strong in the mental areas, the under 21s. Let's look at the under 18s. Same again. So let's take a look at the manager, Deshaun Redden from the Netherlands. Good attacking. Overall, quite good coaching. Not so good in the goalkeeper department, but a manager doesn't need that. He can just get a goalkeeper coaching, can't he? His mental abilities, his mental attributes are quite good, and his knowledge is above average. 2-star reputation. Let's have a look at his history. Number of clubs managed, 4. Don't think we can look at career stats. Okay. So they'll include his playing as well, won't they? 1, 2, 3. Because there's definitely more than 4 there. Right, there we go. So QPR, Exeter, Oldham, and now us. So not a bad little career at such a young age as well. He's only what, 39. So you know he's doing all right for himself. Hopefully he can pull these up a bit more. Right, he was only hired in January this year. So he's not going to have made too much of an impact. So we're currently in Sky Bet League 1, which isn't good because we were in the Championship last time we looked, which was 29-30, yeah? League 1, we finished 4th. I thought that was 5th before. Oh, yeah. Sky Bet League 1, 5th. Sky Bet League 1, 4th. We went up on the playoffs then, didn't we? So why isn't that up here? Right, okay, so maybe we didn't go up in the playoffs. Maybe we went up in the playoffs there, because we've definitely gone up there. And then the 30-31 season, we finished 24th in the championship, which is rock bottom. 33 points. Not even really close to the 40-point mark, is it? 5 wins in all games. Since then, we've just been in the Sky Bet League 1. So let's go back to this. Oh no, we haven't. Apparently, we've been in League 2. Right, so we finished 12th in League 1. Then we got relegated, finishing 23rd in League 1. Then we finished 5th in League 2, which I imagine got us promoted via playoffs in 33-34 season. Then we finished 8th in League 1. So they look like they're starting to push. And then 8th in League 1 again. Then 11th. Then 9th. So they're doing pretty well. Pushing, getting in playoffs and stuff. And then 18th. What's going on there? And then 15th. So overall, I'd say massive progression using the youth system. And they're staying around League 1. We've gone from the Championship to League 2 here, but we're bouncing around the bottom of the Championship and the top of League 2. So, and then here we've got obviously the all in League 1. Slight spike here, finishing 18th and then 15th. So could be years and years in League 1, to be honest. But the main reason we did this video was to see if the youth alone would progress the club. And what we've learned from this experiment, I guess, is that yes, it does, but maybe to only to a point. I mean, in 20 years, we've had a good youth system, and we've gone up to three leagues if you want to count the Championship. Even that weren't a great season. So I think it will only help you so much, but it's definitely something that should be used. I always attempt to use the youth in my saves just because normally my saves I haven't really got much money. And to be fair, the players who come through the youth system aren't that good, but then neither are the opposition, are they? Because at this level, you get part-time players and all that sort of thing. You don't really get big players at this level. So even regens tend to be just average rather than rubbish. Like if you're in the Premier League and you get regens, you can easily get Vanarama National League regens. At that level with that sort of potential. Whereas the Vanarama National, you get basically at your level. Sometimes you'll get them lower. You know, I'm not saying you're not going to get wonder kids and you're not going to get all good enough to play for your team kids. In the lower leagues, if you're doing the lower league management saves, I think you can use your kids and it doesn't really make that much of a difference. With this save, obviously what we've done is we've made it so our youth development is top notch. So essentially we were kind of grinding out players who were better than us. So I guess in a way, I wouldn't say wonder kids, but very good level kids. I think in summary, yeah, at low level you can use your kids. Always try and work your youth system and that up. Don't ignore your youth development areas in the club, because it can be a gem, especially when you've not got that much transfer money or wage budget or anything like that. And 9 times out of 10 clubs at this level have a fair amount of debt as well. So if you can't afford to buy them, then your youth's your only option. 9 times out of 10 you're going to go to your chairman and he's going to say, no, we're not going to sort out the youth system. So you are only going to have every now and then 1, maybe 2 youth players. And because of that, I think people overlook the youth. They think, oh, they're all just going to be rubbish. So what we really need to do is start using the youth system a bit more, rather than going out in your first transfer window, spending all your money, getting the club in debt and basically snowballing from there. There's no point in getting the club in debt by buying players, and 9 times out of 10 the players aren't that good anyway. I mean, as we showed with this save here, we were actually selling players that were good for minimal amounts of money. Let me see if I can. Minimal amounts of money. Right, so for instance, Ransford Wellington. Let's see what he's all about. So decent stats. Let's just check actually if he's come. Yeah, he's come through our youth system, right? Okay. So Ransford Wellington was sold for £500,000, maybe going to £1 million. Same as Josh Joria, £500,000, maybe going to £750,000. So we're selling these players for what are minimal amounts of money, really, and we're bringing in players. All right, this isn't a good season to look at, really, because we're not spending that much, to be honest. But what was the year I was looking? Oh, see, look at that. It was a good year. Look, 2.6 million we made in transfers. And these are all from the, or the majority of them will be from the youth. And that season. And that season. We've made a big wedge of money. And that's another thing as well. With your youth, if you are grinding out semi-decent players, it helps with your bank balance as well, doesn't it? Because you can sell the players on for a bit more money to bigger clubs, and it will sort of bring in a revenue, if you like. Let's have a look at this. Joe Riley went to MK Dons. Okay, he's a scout. Simon Skinner's a director of football. Okay, we got rid of our staff that season. Colin O'Donnell, 27 years old, valued it on a free. Okay, we got 160k for him, so that's not too bad. This isn't proving my point very much. I know, what was it, 2025, wasn't it? Andy Wharton. So he's half decent, 31 years old. Who do we bring in for more than that? Callum Mallet, who's now a scout, but he was a player. Right, so that's not really proving my point, because I can't really click on some of them because they're scouts. But the point is at some points in the series, I mean, if you go back and watch one of the earlier episodes of the Gateshead Youth Experiment, you'll see that we were selling actually decent players for next to nothing because of who we were and at what level we were at, and we were buying players for more money who weren't as good. So it can get a bit frustrating. If you're playing, obviously it's going to be different, but I wasn't. I was just simulating the game across. That was 22 years we've been playing, isn't it? So 22 years, playing with just the youth system, with a good youth system, it has definitely made an impact on us. It's hard to tell when I'm not playing, because, which I didn't envision when I first started it, because you can't actually see what's actually gone wrong. You can't see whether it's because you sold a key player or whether you were unlucky or whatever the reason. You can't tell. So there's definitely improvements, and we can see that. We started in the Vanarama Northern League. We end up getting relegated. I'm guessing that was in the sort of time we were bringing the kids through, or maybe even we were bringing the kids through and selling them at this point. So anyway, then when we started going up rapidly. You know, 1, 2, 3 consecutive promotions, and I thought it was a fourth as well, playoffs. But I'm guessing that one's the playoffs. But that's still amazing. And at this time, again, if you haven't seen them, go back and have a look. At this time, we did have our captain, vice captain, and key player, all products of our youth system. So that's definitely helped there. From then on, I believe, or then on, we haven't actually. We can't really see who was our key players and all that then. So, but looking at what we've got now, it doesn't seem like we have too many youth players. Maybe that is also to do with the level as well. Maybe, obviously, having excellent youth facilities does not guarantee always bringing through wonder kids at all. It doesn't. You still get your absolute rubbish regens, and you do get a few good ones. Probably you get more good ones than you would if you didn't have excellent youth facilities. When they're coming through a Vanarama national level, they're going to be a level above, aren't they? As we proceed to the top of the football pyramid, in League One, Championship especially, and then the Premier League, are these regens then going to be as good? Do you know what I mean? Like, are they going to be that level? Or is that going to be the level maybe our youth system, because we started down here in the Vanarama National League, maybe our youth system only does League One to Championship level regens. I don't know, but it has been an interesting save. I've enjoyed it. I'd say it has been a success. The reason I didn't play it was because I wanted. Sorry about that. I'm getting a little bit doodly. The reason I didn't actually play as Gateshead, the reason I chose to simulate it straight through all the time, was because I didn't want to interfere with anything at all. The idea was literally just to make the youth and training facilities top notch, and then let the club run on itself. If I started playing it, it would be a bit more sort of I could influence the game a bit more, is what I'm trying to say. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted it just to run. I wanted it to do it all itself and see where it went from there. It could be better, definitely could be better. Could be a lot worse. We're going to leave it there, and thank you so much for following this series. It is going to be the finals. I may have updates in the near future, just to sort of carry things over if I need to chuck an extra video in somewhere. It probably will be this, just to keep up to date with it. That's not a definite at all, but I do want to say thank you very much for supporting the videos of the Gateshead Youth Experiment, and I do appreciate every single subscribe and every follow on Twitter. So I just want to say a massive thank you. So thanks for coming, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Peace out.